Well, good evening, and welcome to the BA Building Dedication Ceremony and Cougar Kickoff. My name is Mr. Bott, and I'm the proud principal of Bryan Adams High School Leadership Academy. We have an exciting night planned for you all. First, we're going to have a building dedication and ribbon cutting ceremony. We will then transition to the gym for our Cougar Kickoff pep rally, free of charge for everyone, of course. There's so many people that I want to thank for these amazing new facilities. Thank you to Sadako, our construction firm, BRW, the architects, as well as Dallas ISD Construction, and Jacobs Group, who made all of this possible. Special shout outs to Matthew, Keith, Bryan, Abby, Kamar, Will, and their teams for a job well done. Also, big thanks to Mr. Yerger, Coach Baber, Mr. Cross, Ms. Garcia, and all their teams who led the way on construction. I also want to thank our awesome faculty and staff who supported our students to our construction project. Thanks to all of our community members, parents, and alumni for providing us the guidance and support needed for this successful construction project. And finally, a big thank you to our awesome students. Y'all give it up for our awesome BA students. Woo. We say it all the time. Our physical school finally matches what's going on inside of our school. I'm proud to say that we have the best students in Dallas ISD. We now have facilities that match their greatness. Give it up once more for these awesome facilities and our wonderful students. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dallas ISD District 3 Trustee Dan Mitchgay. Trustee Mitchgay was a driving force behind this bond project. His vision for equity and excellence for the BA feeder pattern is vital for the success for all of our students. Please give it up for Trustee Dan Mitchgay.
Well, greetings, everyone. This is a dream come true. I want to add my thanks to all of the people that Mr. Bott enumerated, as well as to our Dallas community for supporting our students and this school and for voting yes in the last two bond elections to make this $69 million project possible. I also want to thank our students and teachers and staff who endured the disruption of years of construction and renovation during a pandemic, a winter storm, and a power outage, and still maintaining academic excellence. A special shout out to Mr. Bott for his leadership during this period. He's a great principal and educational leader, and he also did a pretty good job doubling as a construction project manager. Bryan Adams is one of the best schools in Dallas, and you'd better believe it. Those of you who know me know that I'm forever bragging about our students and about this school, about its academics, its traditions, the athletics and fine arts programs, the Leadership Academy, the early college programs, and the career education pathways. What goes on here at BA is playing a major role in building the future of Dallas. And I'm proud to see that our students will now be able to continue their education in these impressive new facilities. They deserve it. And I look forward to cheering on our Cougars in the new gym and on the field and watching our many fine arts programs. Thank you again to the voters who made these new facilities possible by approving the bond programs. And thank you to the parents and community for supporting our students. And finally, thank you to the students. Keep on making us proud.
Give it up one more time for Trustee Dan Mitchgay. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dallas ISD Chief of Strategic Initiatives, Dr. Bryan Lusk. Dr. Lusk is a true champion for all students, teachers, and staff members in Dallas ISD. His commitment to equity and excellence provides a guiding light for us all. Please give it up for Dr. Bryan Lusk.
Thank you, Principal Bott, and I think really all the applause and the appreciation goes to everybody in this community right here, whether we're talking about students, staff, parents, or community. What a great night to celebrate the awesome facility, and I think, as noted earlier, most importantly, the students of Bryan Adams High School. Just a phenomenal school, and I'm so proud of what's being done at this school and across Dallas ISD. So just a few remarks from our superintendent, Dr. Stephanie Elizalde. She's not able to make it this evening. I first want to kind of mark the excellence that we've seen instructionally here at Bryan Adams High School. Several years ago, Bryan Adams took a chance on something very courageous. It was the Leadership Academy, and that really made a difference for this school and this school community. And ever since, there's just been some phenomenal work academically and really with school culture that's been done, and I want to appreciate all that have been involved in the work that's happened here. But as we sit here today, I want to take time and really recognize the addition and the beautiful construction that's happened here at this school. It almost feels like a brand new home. I was able to come here a few weeks ago and meet with Principal Bott and the team, and I was really struck by how beautiful the facility was, whether the facade when you walk up or when you walk in. But I think what I was really struck by is really the culture of the school, the students and the staff. So when you put all that together, you have one amazing facility full of committed people who are doing great for our kids. So let's give this staff a round of applause, please. Just to add a little bit more about the academics, you know, there's a lot of really great programming to make sure that our students can leave our doors as graduates, college and career ready, whatever they so choose. We have our P-Tech programs here aimed at education and criminal justice. We have our NAF academies here allowing students to get work on IT, medicine, engineering, and others. And we also have the Career Institutes, which allows our students to earn certifications to make sure that when they exit these doors as graduates, they can go on into the workforce or continue on to college, but be in a place that's going to allow for future success. So with that, we're really excited about what's happening at this school and across Dallas ISD. But I want to say thank you to our citizens for the contribution and commitment to our students. It speaks very loudly when we can say we put $69 million into a facility that is aimed at making sure that our students have a better future. So with that, I want to say thank you for being here, and have a great rest of the evening.
I'll give it up one more time for Dr. Lusk. Thank you so much. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dallas ISD Northeast Network Executive Director Richard Castle. E.D. Castle teamed up with Trustee Mitchke and many others over the five years ago to provide the vision needed to make this happen. E.D. Castle pursues equity and excellence with all of his heart every single day. Please give it up for E.D. Richard Castle.
All right, thank you, Principal Bott, and thank you to everyone from our distinguished guests to all of you who are out here to witness this. $69 million is exactly what our students needed and deserved. Thank you, Trustee Mitchke, for pushing for it, for our bond offices making this happen, for our voters, for you to come out to the polls to make this happen for our students. It's what they deserve. It touches my heart to recognize a community coming together to make this happen. From a history, a rich history at Bryan Adams, to a future history that is going to be built with these facilities. At Bryan Adams, we are tenacious, collaborative, and reflective. And I think this bond project shows a lot of our students part of that. You had to be tenacious to make it through the past 3 years, especially weathering the big freeze, the floods, COVID, recognizing you all had to walk through wooden mazes to get to class, right? You had to get bused from there to over there to make this happen. I'm incredibly proud of our students and our staff for being tenacious in this process. Collaborative, what a huge, huge effort to make this happen. The type of collaboration that has to happen from our community members, our trustees, superintendents, the bond services and financial services with Dallas ISD, our principals, assistant principals, a huge collaborative effort, and then reflective. Today's going to be a great day, a huge mark for Bryan Adams moving forward. I'm just incredibly proud to be a part of this. Before I go on, just want to make sure I make a few statements of thanks. There's some great people that are come out today, some really strong folks that have really supported Bryan Adams throughout its tenure. First, I want to make sure that we recognize our community made this happen by voting for the bond, so we really appreciate that. Thank you for having the vote in Dallas ISD and our kids and our faculty. We really appreciate that support. Superintendent Dr. Stephanie Elizalde, for all of her support. She was chief of schools during this process. She supported us unwaveringly support for us. We don't have with us today, but we want to make sure we acknowledge Chief Tiffany Hewitt of school leadership. We have with us today Dr. Mark Ramirez and Ms. Healy, our deputy chiefs. You all stand to be recognized. Thank you for your support. And sometimes this group doesn't get a lot of recognition, but in our financial and bond services, we have Dwayne Thompson, David Bates, Brent Alfred, and their entire team who'd make this work happen behind the scenes that we don't get to see. Let's give them a round of applause, please. And of course, I see some principals in the audience, and so they know what this is about. But for Principal Bott, you never see this in your job description, is to be a contract manager, supervisor. But Principal Bott really did an amazing job shepherding this, leading this through the tough times. He and his team have 6 distinctions and a B school through all of this. Congratulations, Principal Bott and your team, for making this happen. There's no way anything's going to stop our students and our staff at Bryan Adams. Just very quickly, some people that are near and dear to my heart: Gil Baber, Juan Rivas, Jeff Yerger, and Anthony Cross. They do so much work behind the scenes. It touches my heart to see the work that they provide for our students, their love for the school, for the students in the community. Thank you, gentlemen, for all of your hard work. We have some notable alumni, community members that I just want to recognize. We have the Pashon family, the Martin family, the Malone family, Stacy Siegel, who was at Bryan Adams, left, came back to Bryan Adams, and is with us today. Thank you for everything you've done for Bryan Adams. The Ramsey family, the Larangle family, the Young family, Vicki and Lane Shannon for all the work they've done, Michelle Whitaker for all the work that she's done and continues to do with our alumni. Really appreciate the support you've provided and continue to provide. I'm incredibly proud to be a part of this community and this project for the past 9 years. This is what a career is made of. It's not a job. This is what we get to do. We get to be a part of this, and I'm incredibly humbled and proud to be a part of this. And I'm extremely proud for our students and what they're going to encounter. Bryan Adams has a rich history and will continue to build upon the rich history with our amazing students, these phenomenal facilities. Let's go, Cougars!
I'll give it up one more time for Mr. Castle. Woo! All right, we've heard about Coach Baber so much and all the things that he's done for us here at BA. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Coach Baber, who will introduce our alumni speakers. Y'all give it up for Coach Baber.
Thank you. This has been a long process that we've gone through, probably for the last 8 years, from the beginning stages of the planning of it. It's come to fruition. It's nice to see everything that we've been able to accomplish here. There are some people that were strategic in going to bond meetings and stuff and helping getting some of this stuff pushed through. I want to be able to recognize a few. Hopefully I don't leave anybody out. Adrian Clark, who is up here, Dominic Kirk, Mark Ramsey, Derek and Kim Young, John Lorangle, Emily Witzel, Lisa Hernandez, Tita Pashon, Robert Greening, David Albert, Dallas Perry, Doug English, who was not able to be with us here tonight, Mel and Liz Renfro, Wayne Rogers, Ken Jolly, Coach Siegel that was here before me, and Joe Brodnax are all here this evening. So that's the alumni and community members that have been involved. I also want to be able to thank the DISD staff, Mr. Richard Castle, who hired me here 8 years ago for this position, had the vision for everything before I got here. Of course, Dan the Man Mishke, that I don't even know, I think he's cloned himself. He's at so many different things and always here to be able to support not just our kids, but the community, the faculty, and everything like that. Dr. Ramirez, the DSD Athletic Department. I know MT Taiski and Todd Lamb are both here tonight. And of course, Mr. Bott too. I appreciate everything that he's done for us the last few years. Lastly, I want to thank our coaching staff. I still say this, we say this every day. I feel like we have the best coaching staff in all of Dallas ISD, not just for what they do on the field, the product there, but the stuff that they grow our kids for. Phenomenal kids, and they put those kids' interests first. Of course, our athletes, the community, and then the fellow coaches that returned tonight, Mark Smith, Jeff Stout, Coach Belcher, that were able to make it, and of course my assistant coordinator, Coach Rivas, who did a lot of behind-the-scenes work to make everything here happen tonight. None of this is possible without them. Also the architects, Bryan Smith, Matt, all of y'all, Keith, Will, y'all know what I feel about y'all. Thank you everybody that's done everything tonight. Next up is our guest speaker, a class of 1980. He's been doing a lot of stuff with us here the last few years, and that's Mr. Robert Greening.
All right, so they wanted me to briefly talk about the history of Bryan Adams, and I guess that's because I graduated so long ago. I just had a birthday, a big birthday, and then when Gil asked me to talk about the history of BA, it made me feel even older. But BA was built, as we all know, in 1957, and I wasn't alive then. I'm not that old, but it was built at a cost. I kind of did a little bit of Googling on this. It was built at a cost of $2.5 million back in 1957. And then in the late 60s, early 70s, you know, this community was made up of people and families just like my family, a lot of guys that came back from World War II and wanted to begin their families, and they settled in this community here, and they built this high school here for the kids of those families, and I was one of those kids, and we all went to school here, and it ended up in the late 60s, early 70s being one of the largest high schools in Texas population-wise, and they were graduating over 1,000 kids here every year in the late 60s and early 70s. My brother graduated in 72, and my sister graduated in 73, and I remember they had 1,200 kids in their class, if you can imagine that. That was a student parking lot where the baseball field is, and there was the other student parking lot over on Lingo, and you had to get here early to find a place to park. Even when I was here from 76 to 80, there were so many kids here that you couldn't find a place to park if you didn't get here early. My class in 1976 was the first freshman class at Bryan Adams. Before that, when you went to Gaston or Hill or any of the junior high, we called them junior high schools back then, they went in 8th and 9th grade, and you went to I went to Truett, you went to Truett or the elementary school till 7th grade, and they changed all that with us. So we were the first 9th grade class here, and I guess it's continued since then that they've had 4 grades here. So what kind of struck me was I always thought about Bryan Adams as being an old school when I got here in 1976, because it had started way back in 1957, but now that I'm older and I realize that was only 19 years. So it was only 19 years old when I got here as a freshman, but there were a lot of really strong traditions that had already begun at that time. And those traditions continue to this day, which is so great. We still have the bells, and I guess they still call them, we always call them the Pride of White Rock, and they still have the same uniforms that they always had. The band, I was in the band, they still have the band still has the same uniform and marches and plays the same music that we played. back when I was here in the late 70s. Those are traditions that are just awesome, and it's so great that we continue those. The same clubs and organizations, the same great fine arts facilities and students and teachers that we had back then, the same traditions are still alive here today. And of course, we have the same rigor of academics, the same incredible teachers that meant so much to me and that changed my life for the better and put me on a great trajectory into the future. That all those traditions are still continuing here to this day. And so, as we all know, BA has always been a huge part of this community in East Dallas, in the White Rock area, and these traditions are important. These traditions that BA has ground all of us in this community, and they serve as our roots, and they center us and bring us together as a community. And I think we could all agree about that. I mean, that's why we're all here today, because we believe in this community and we're grounded in this community. And much of that is because of this school, this institution that we know as BA. So I'm just so proud of this school, so proud of all the teachers. I want to give a shout out to the teachers, the coaches, all the administrators, all of them who worked so hard to make this day happen, as well as the students who suffered through all the construction and everything to make this day happen. And I just want to shout out to all the teachers and administrators who really pour into these kids every day, pour their lives into these kids to make them better and to improve our community. And so I want to also congratulate us, the alumni, on this. This is awesome for us to come back and see. So may the traditions of Bryan Adams continue. Everybody, let's all carry on all these traditions. Let's be drawn together by these fantastic traditions that we have. And let's be drawn together as a community through our mutual love of Bryan Adams. Let's go Cougars.
Thank you, Robert. We've said since I've been here that this is the Cougar family. Nothing speaks more to that. This person's been here with me since I came in. He's one of the first people that came in, shook my hand. I think of him as a brother. He knows how I feel about him. But our next speaker is Mr. Adrian Clark, class of '04, class president.
It is good to be home. It is good to be home. Speaking of home, I wouldn't be me if I didn't do this. If everybody could turn their attention, Dominique, do me a favor, raise your hand, please. That gentleman right there is Dominique Kirk. Dominique Kirk is not only my best friend, but he's arguably the best basketball player to come through Bryan Adams High School. Okay. Once you guys go in the gym, you will see a little mantra of Dominique, and if you go in the old gym, you will see his retired jersey and things of that nature. But can anybody guess where Dominique Kirk is coaching right now? Because it's not home. So I wouldn't be me if I didn't do this. On the count of 3, I want us to say, "Come home, Dominique." 1, 2, 3. I had to get that off of my chest. I know he hates me for that, but I had to get off my chest. It's great to be back, man. I've been called to come up here and lead the Cougar charge, so of course, pointing people out is my thing, but I have a challenge for not only Dominique, but also the alumni and then the students of Bryan Adams High School. Starting with the alumni, it's been amazing to me for Mr. Castle, for Principal Bott, for Coach Rivas, for everyone to just invite us and have open arms for the alumni to come back to Bryan Adams to help out. So my challenge to the alumni, every alumni out there that went to Bryan Adams, give your time. Give your time and come back and help out these kids. There's some kid in this arena right now that wants to do something that may be in your genre, that may be another genre that you can help out with. give your time as we're giving our time back. And then lastly, I met the new senior class president, Morgan, earlier. What I'd like to ask Morgan to do is to challenge the students of today to take advantage of every opportunity it is, not only at Bryan Adams, but just in the community. We're in a group text and we joke all the time and we reminisce all the time about what we would do if we could go back, or what we would change, or what we would look for if we can go back. So I challenge the students of today to take advantage of every opportunity you have. I know sometimes school can get tiring, sometimes the teachers and the staff can get on your nerves, even the coaches can kind of get on your nerves. As I look at my old coach, Coach Stout sitting over there, who sometimes got on me, but as I look back, using Coach as an example, he was preparing us for life. And the things that Coach was teaching us, as much as he was on me about working harder and mental toughness, it all prepared me for today and the things that I'm doing in life. So Morgan, I definitely challenge you to, your students to take advantage of every opportunity and love this amazing scenery at Bryan Adams. I got mad love for y'all, mad love to my guys in the back, Kirk, Nico, I see my man Robert here. Coach Rivas, I love you guys, man. Enjoy the night. Thank you.
All right, our next speaker to be able to accept the Cougar charge, we talked about family once again. No disrespect to his parents her parents that are sitting right here in front of me and stuff, but I tell every kid that comes through here, they are my kid as well. This kid epitomizes that. Miss Morgan McDonald, class of 23.
Okay, hello, my name is Morgan McDonald. I am the senior class president for class of 23. I'm a former Hexter Hawk. I'm also a former Hero Highlander. And I want to thank the alumni Adrian Clark, and thank you to all Bryan Adams alumni. I specifically want to thank Adrian Clark for that. I want to press that all of us take in everything. I know it's hard, but let's take it all in now. Thank you to the alumni for paving the way and for your continued support. Thank you to everyone for the beautiful new building. I know I met William. I haven't met everybody in construction, but thank you to all of you who have took in and built this for us. Thank you to the parents, teachers, administrator, community members, mentors, volunteers, for standing with us in every way. We won't let you down. Thank you to Ms. Alexander, Ms. Rocha, all of the administration on staff. Thank you to my volleyball team. I know y'all are in the back. Thank you to Mr. Bott, Coach Baber, all of the coaches on staff. And here we have the pre-Kers. Are you ready to accept the alumni charge?
Remember what we practiced, right? Okay, what do you say? Say, yes, I accept.
Yes, I accept.
Good job.
¿Tú aceptas?
¿Tú aceptas?
Yo acepto.
Acepto.
We are the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you for paving the way.
Great job. Awesome. Y'all give it up for our awesome speakers and awesome students. Woo! All right, it's that time we've been waiting for. It's time to cut that ribbon. What do y'all think? Y'all ready over here? All right, so it's distinguished alumni, our students here to help us. Honored guests, it's time to cut that ribbon. Y'all come on up.